gonna beat his record.
Okay. Whose record are we talking about? You may never know.
Cajun.
Okay, he's
Oh,
saying
that's
it
true.
out.
That's true.
He's saying it out loud. Yes, Cajun set the record the other day for longest introduction story on laying it down with Big D, which we are live for right now. And Bagel here says he wants to give a try and see if he can tell the world's longest story. Now, I say that, and Cajun might think I'm roasting him or something behind closed doors, but I'm not. I loved every second of the Cajun story. I love getting to listen to all of you guys. I love everything about it. But we are here for another episode of Laying It Down with Big D. I, of course, am your host, Andrew Big D Morrow, and today I have got rising NA star Young Buck in the scene. You've seen him at a few lands. He's a former chicken coop player looking for org now under a name that I'll let him pronounce, not myself. And ECL player. You've been to LAN. He's done it
Yeah.
all. He's still got he's
I haven't
still.
done it all yet.
That's what I'm saying. He's still got a long road ahead of him, but in the best way possible because you're so young and got all this time. I have Kaan Bagel Demircan, and yes, I am going to butcher his name for all you Turkish fans out there. But how are you doing today, Bagel?
I'm doing great. Just got back from work. Just chilling.
I like that. What'd you eat?
I just ate a quick bagel.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. I had a sandwich.
Was it a bagel sandwich though?
No, it was just a normal sandwich. It would have been funny though if it was a bagel.
Do you eat a lot of bagels?
No. Sometimes, but not really too often.
What's your favorite kind of bagel?
Honestly, it's a tie between like an everything bagel or probably
Mm-hmm.
like a smoked salmon cream cheese.
Mm, I,
Those two are really like. Sometimes you got the salmon, like the smoked salmon in the cream cheese, so you only have to have like both components. You can just have two in one.
I like to put
But
the
yeah,
salmon and the cream cheese on the everything bagel and eat it all together. Put
yeah,
it
but it's
puts
the everything bagel because it has everything. It has the smoked salmon already.
Yeah, but I just like a bagel sandwich. There's a place down the road from me that sells a smoked salmon bagel, and I get it on a garlic rosemary olive oil bagel, and it's quite delicious. So
That sounds great, honestly.
yeah, well,
You're gonna name drop or you're gonna gatekeep? Of
I'm gonna gatekeep. No,
course you
It's Brugger's Bagels. It's a chain. It's Brugger's Bagels.
are. You said you were gonna gatekeep it, and then you didn't.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not that guy. But you know what? We're also not here to hear about what kind of bagels I like. We are here to hear about what bagels you like. But more importantly, I think we'd like to hear about the bagel we all like, which is you. And we'd like to hear your lore and your story. So let's go back in time for a moment, if you'd be so kind to entertain us. Uh, I know you're from this millennium, right? Like, how old are you? You're 21, right?
Yeah, I'm 21. Yeah,
My
2004.
my God. Do you know how old I am, young man?
I don't know. You look like you're in your 30s.
Okay. That's awfully
Am I
rude.
wrong?
No, I'm just
I mean,
kidding. I'll look like I'm in my 30s forever, hopefully. Yeah, I'm 35. So I
okay.
want
I
I
was
want
expecting more like 30s, like
okay.
30.
Okay. Okay. We'll take that. That's a W. All right. Flattery will get you everywhere with me, young man.
This is true. Well,
Um
it'll get you a lot of places.
Yeah, well, it'll get you a lot of places. Period. You're not going to go very far with me. That's the unfortunate part. It'll go get you a long way with me, but you're not going very far with me, other than laying it down right here, which is what we want to hear from you right now. What are your earliest memories of gaming, and how did they lead you to Counter Strike?
Honestly, right when I was around 4 years old, 5 years old, my brother had gotten Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360, and I remember 1v1ing him on Rust. And that was like the earliest memory I've ever had of like when I was a kid. My first introduction to a game was kind of Call of Duty. I'm not sure if I played COD 4 first or if I played Modern Warfare 2. like one or two, but yeah, those are the first games I ever played. And I don't know how, but I somehow found Minecraft actually when I was around like 8. It was in Turkey at like an internet cafe when I was there to visit my family. And yeah, I just kind of started playing Minecraft mainly when I was a kid. And that was really the game that I just played up until I was like probably around 12. And that's when I got introduced to Counter-Strike by my brother. And funny story about that, I actually started to play CS casually, and I was 12 years old at the time, and I was watching videos about like all these squeakers and shit. And I was really scared to queue competitive for my first game because I thought people were gonna call me a squeaker if I tried to like speak. So for the longest time, I stayed in casual until I queued competitive with my brother, and that's really how I started, getting into like competitive CS. But yeah, that's kind of how it all started, just like through playing games with my brother, and he was kind of introducing me to all these games, mainly COD, Minecraft, and then eventually CS.
That's crazy because the pipeline that I've discovered since doing this show has been either Minecraft or Gmod or older brother showed me the game. But you've got two of the three there. You've got
I almost had the
Minecraft,
trifecta.
yeah, and who were you playing Gmod too when you were younger?
I did play it, but I wasn't like actually into it.
Okay, well fuck it. Let's just
I
put
would watch
roll.
it.
Well, let's just roll Gmod in there as well. Let's just say you had all three. So Bagel really might be the ultimate NA superstar here. Um,
Ultimate,
how long? So what year was it that you queued for your first game of competitive Counter Strike?
like 2016, end of 2016, probably somewhere like that. 2017 maybe. It was when I was 12, so yeah, probably some plays between 2016 2017.
And then how
Sounds about
long?
right.
And then how long until you started competing in ESEA?
Oh, actually, I can't say. I mean, I think I actually joined my first team before ESA. We weren't really like an actual like league team. We were just some kind of random like pug stack. I played my first tournament with them in like 2019. It was called like the Golden Cup or something. It was a Thanksgiving Cup. Yeah, I was like a level 5 or level 6 at the time. Played with those guys. Those were some great times. I kind of missed them. They all quit, but it is what it is. One of them actually made it to advance. I got back and go, but other than that, the rest kind of just fizzled out due to real life and stuff. But yeah, my first league team after that was in 2020, I think. It was with Untamed Gaming with Cheetah and some other guys. That guy was the main. People are probably gonna know him from Go. Cheetah played FPLC qualities a lot. FPLC. He was in advanced as well. So yeah, that's the main guy people are gonna remember from my first team. But yeah, 2020 around there, probably my first actual team.
And then what? And then what was the journey like through competition to get to ECL?
It was pretty rocky at times actually.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um, I think I've only ever been cut from teams. I've never actually left. Actually, I have left a team of my own volition, but most of the time I kind of stick through towards the end of like the team of the lifespan. So I try to stay on like long-term teams. So a lot of teams I've been on have lasted more than a season for me. First team, Untamed Gaming, those guys were obviously my first introduction. They were great, honestly, for first team. We managed to make it out of open first season and then out of IM second season. And that second season of IM was, or my second season of like ESEA League in IM was crazy because we had our like main star player who was Cheetah at the time. He had to leave because of a school, and so I was there picking up the pieces. I had to switch from an entry to an IGL, and then I had to switch from an IGL to an op IGL, and then I had to pick up two new players to try to keep the season alive. And we went 4-4. Cheetah came back, and from there we managed to make playoffs and make main. And that's also when I got cut. Funny story. I got cut for one of their good friends, Laboom, who's actually currently my teammate, Cherimoya. So yeah, a bit of lore there from you know, we've known each other, but actually on that first team I was ever on, he replaced me. So
Oh no.
yeah, so that was the first instance of me getting cut. Unfortunately, was I don't remember the reason too much. I think it was because they just wanted to play with their friends. So you know, props to them. You know, they did make it to advance eventually. So you know, good for them. But yeah, after that team, I believe I joined another team called I can't remember if it was Griffin Gaming first or if it was Bible Black or something. I think it was Bible Black, or I don't remember the other name, but that's all I remember it as. Like, oh yeah, Slash Level Bible Black. That team was also interesting. My first season of main, I didn't actually go back down to IM or Open. I managed to get myself onto a main team. Um, I mean, they were some good guys. I just don't think that we really had too much grinding. Like, we weren't really grinding the game out. We were kind of just playing normal track times, and it didn't feel like there was a lot of passion. So eventually, me and this other guy got benched. Actually, Fire. Yeah, I remember it was Fire. Me and Fire were on that team. Both of us got benched, and then we got put back on the team because they were doing shit with the new additions. So honestly, it was a weird, it was a weird team. You know, people weren't really sure of who they wanted to play with. So yeah, it was kind of just inconsistent. But yeah, actually, I do remember playing with Fire. At the time, his name was different. I think it was Wild or something, or World. I don't really remember too much, but yeah. So that was actually my first intro to main. Then after that, I joined I think the longest team I've played on, which was Mission Winnow or Griffin Gaming at the time, and those guys were like kind of what Regain is right now to me. Like in terms of just a group of friends who are really playing together, just like competing, but they're also really close and you know are just hanging out even during like off times or like you know when we don't have practice, we would just like hop in the call and just play CS or play some other games. And that was my first like real team. I would say I was really happy on, like fulfilled, even though we weren't really making much progress. It felt like I was having fun and I was like, you know, um just playing with the boys really. I would say it's like um some fond memories. And even though we had to switch one player here and there, it was I remember that core very well. I remember Petra in particular. I still hold to a high regard as like one of my best teammates ever, just in terms of how he handled situations and like conflict. He was really chill. I don't think I've ever heard him tilted, and if he has, then it was not noticeable because guy was just chill all the time. And I really wish he kept playing CS because if he was still playing CS, I would love to still play with him. But he stopped because of like real life. Obviously, that's kind of what most people stop playing CS4 is because they have real life obligations and like work and stuff. So yeah, there was that guy. That guy's a goat. Petra, my goat. Had some other guys. Nad. Hello, kitty.
Got to get him be a part of this. That's Momo.
You mean the Counter Strike player?
Yeah.
Momo the goat.
No, that's Momo, my co-catster.
Hmm. So
For
he's your
what?
co-host.
Yeah,
He?
for when I'm casting my Counter Strike, he's my co-catster.
The goat.
It's not a great joke, but yeah, we got the cat right here. We got the dog right there. We're
Oh, I didn't know you had a dog. I thought you
yeah.
only had a cat.
No, we got a dog and a cat. Momo and Garcon, they're good boys.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, they're the brothers. Huh.
That's sick.
Anyway, sorry for interrupting you there. Or
You're
Momo,
you're
sorry
good. You're
for
good.
interrupting you.
Yeah. Well, there was a Nad on that roster as well. Nad. I mean, all these guys were great. And I think there was Berkey and Speedy Squirrel. Yeah, I honestly, those are some of the most fun days I've had in Counter Strike because I would always want to get on and I'd always want to play. So yeah, for I think we played in main for 4 seasons, 5 seasons. Made playoffs a couple of times, but then eventually the team kind of fell apart slowly. Like people started to leave, people stopped playing CS, and so I was looking for another team. And yeah, I actually went back down to IM to take a break from CS. I believe I played with Tyra from In Control right now, and
Ye-
Stuffing in IM. That was on Atlas, the first iteration of Atlas. I had Cabeza too, and I don't remember who else. Nipsey, yeah, Nipsey. So yeah, that was my kind of break season, and actually was the reason why I got pushed to advance. Funny story. But yeah, that IM team, it was supposed to be a project team, but then eventually I got pushed to advanced by a French Canadian team actually kicking poached me with Binox. That was my first intro to advance was through um, like Quebec, like French Canadian CS.
Do you
At the
speak
time when there
French?
was still, yeah, of course, I'm fully fluent in both English and French.
What
I wouldn't
about
say Turkish, but
Turkish?
I'm kind of I was born here, so my Turkish isn't exactly it's on a conversation level, but it's not like I can't really write properly. I can't really
That's not
read.
like your
I can
expressive
read, but
language.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't really speak Turkish. Like I speak Turkish once pretty much every week, so it's not really too often. I wouldn't say I'm too comfortable.
Still trilingual.
Yeah, you could say I could
I
if I went
will
to Turkey
say,
right now, I
God
could
damn it.
probably like talk with people. Yeah, you will say.
I will say you are trilingual. Listen, buddy, I got 735-day Duolingo streak going right now, and I still can barely tell you where my passport is in Spanish. Okay, so I'm impressed by anybody that can speak more than one language, let alone three, because those are three different. Like French is much different than English, and Turkish is like I have to imagine it's closer to an Arabic language, isn't it?
It's in between. I wouldn't say it's more closer to English actually than it is Arabic because it doesn't use the Arabic characters. Um, but it does have its own characters that are kind of like not kind of, they're non-standard in English. They're closer to French in that regards actually. Actually, I would say it's closer to French than it is English even.
Okay.
It's a weird hybrid. But yeah, it's definitely different. It's not.
Regardless, we're all thoroughly impressed, and now that I've interrupted you a second time here, carry on. You were just getting to the part where you've joined up with Binox and Cooking Esports here.
At the time, it was called Alpha One. That was the org. But yeah, that is what Cooking Esports is right now. I believe we had Noodle Senpai, and I think the fifth was I think the fifth was kind of an issue that we had. I don't remember who it was, but we kept shuffling players. Couldn't really find somebody consistent. I think we had Jord. I think Jord is on Cooking Esports right now, but yeah, we kept swapping out players because we just couldn't find a French Canadian player. But yeah, my first season of Advance honestly was it was kind of like my first season of ECL in the sense that playing teams that were normal, not playoffs, but like decent advanced teams, like I could handle. But then you would handle, like not handle, but then you would meet the actual like advanced playoffs teams. Like at the time, I think J Dubs, like those kind of mix roster that are like ECL experience and super individual like heavy. We would just get shafted by, and that was my first experience with advanced, kind of like how ECL was to me when I first made it, where you just get like out aimed and outskilled like no matter what. I mean, not no matter what. If you're having a really good day, maybe you'd pull a couple rounds, but at the end, it's still hard to win. But yeah, that was my first season. Honestly, I think it went really well. I had a really good mentor in kicking. As much as I didn't really, I told him I didn't really like his calling style. He did teach me a lot of fundamentals that um, still apply today. Like I still bring up some of the things he showed me, and I can't not thank him for that. Like he really did help me improve a lot and really set me up for um like a greater height, I would say. Like I had a better foundation so I could go beyond what I initially would have went through if I just had a normal like advanced team. So he really helped me get to that next level of just like basic fundamental. So for that, like I really gotta say thank you to him. But yeah, anyways, after that, I don't remember too much what happened. If I joined Atlas or I think I joined Atlas after that. So or no, the team, yeah, sorry, the team rebuilt, I believe, from Alpha 1 and yeah, we picked up Nipsey. Yeah, it was Nipsey, Tyra, me, Binox, and somebody else that I forgot. But yeah, that was my first. Oh yeah, Beast. Yeah, there we go. Um, yeah, so that was my first like long-term advance team and pretty much my only one. I think that lasted 4 seasons, and those 4 seasons honestly were also really fun. I think I improved the most during those seasons. One of those seasons I had, I think it was my season right after the kicking team, but I had the most DAR in advanced. So I mean, it wasn't really like crazy per se, but to me that was my first actual achievement I had, at least in
That's
advanced.
not a small feat,
It's,
dude.
yeah, I mean, it was it was pretty surprising. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I had a single game where I played really bad or like went negative. I think I went positive for all my games, or at the very least had like 80 DAR. Like I was uh I was really confident and I was really cocky as well and super arrogant. And that Atlas team could have made it further if I kind of had my ego in check, which I didn't, and it caused me to get like complacent and shit. So even though those guys were really kind to me and shit, and I was like nice to them and like I wasn't really egoing them per se. I definitely was showing. I wasn't really professional, and I wasn't showing up to practices like fully ready. I was definitely hindering the team's progress, even though my progress was probably going forward. It felt like I didn't really give them a proper teammate. I wasn't really a
You,
full like responsible adult. I wasn't really mature, is what I would say. Yeah.
you weren't
So I
you.
kind of had
It sounds like you weren't using the momentum that you had built up to like
exactly.
propel
Yeah.
the team forward as well. You were just
hmm
kind of like, "Hey, why aren't you guys catching up to me?"
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was. Yeah.
Hey, that's its own kind of
Obviously,
learning experience.
I had a whole lot of ego, and I kind of um towards the end of that roster, I had to get cut because it was out of control. I wasn't really playing as well as I was before, and I was just kind of an asshole. And so I learned my lesson from that, and I can't really blame them for cutting me. Those guys were they weren't really, I would say, like on the level of what I had in Griffin, but they were definitely like super motivated and extremely like dedicated to grinding. I remember because Binax lived 10 minutes away to me from me. I remember when I visited him for like a quick little LAN just at his house, at his apartment. I remember what like going in and he was just watching a demo at 12 p.m. like in the morning, just like watching a demo. And to me, that was just crazy to see. I was like, my first impression of him is he's already watching a demo this early, and it's not like I didn't know. Like he
He's
definitely said he
grinding.
watched a lot of demos, but he was up in the morning, and the first thing he would do is hop on and like watch a video or like a demo about CS. So props to him. When he was on that Atlas team, that was when he was the most dedicated, and I saw a whole lot of grinding from him,
You
honestly.
you saw how dedicated he can be.
Yeah. hmm
We need to
And
get
that whole team
Vinox
was
up
like
here
that.
sometime.
You should, honestly. He's kind of taking a break right now, and maybe he's retired. But I actually wanted to pick him up from ECL, and we did, which is how we got him onto Chicken Coop, is because I saw how good he was, like how dedicated he was, and even though he was retired at the time, I really wanted to play with him again because I already had like 5 6 seasons with him, and I knew he was already like ECL material, just needed to to be there. But yeah, so anyways, I got cut from that team, and I learned my lesson there, just to be more mature and responsible, and to be more patient with people, and to not try to be so defensive and deflective. Definitely was an important learning experience. I should have had that earlier, but in my career, but you know, these things don't really
You're
happen.
still early in it yet, buddy.
Yeah, these things happen. At any time. Lessons will come from left and right, which is why you need to have like a strong mental when it comes to learning and shit. Just need to always trying to be learned from anybody and from everybody and from any situation. Just trying to make the most out of it is what I really learned from those seasons.
It,
And yeah, so I got cut from that team. I joined Stand on Business. It was already kind of a dead team, so I left when those guys were 0 and 5, 0 and 4. We were 0 and 4. Sorry, it wasn't those guys. I was also playing on that team, so we were 0 and 5, and I just decided to leave because yeah, it was kind of dead at the time. And yeah, after that I joined. I think I joined. It was Supa's team with Honest, and there was those two Ukrainians and Alpha and Zeke. Yeah, that was our roster. That team made advanced playoffs. I think that was the second time I made advanced playoffs because I made it once with no, actually that was the first time I made playoffs because I didn't make it with Atlas. That old roster, even though it was really good, we would go like 9 and 5 every season and not make it because the rules were just not in our favor. Yeah, funny story. We went 9 and 5 one season, and because we didn't have a forfeit win, there were some other teams that just made it like over us because they had forfeits, and because they didn't. A forfeit counts as a 16-0, so if any of those teams didn't have a forfeit, I think we would have made playoffs. So yeah, we got a little bit, we got cucked on that team, so maybe things
I
would have gone differently if we had
it's very bizarre to me that a forfeit counts as a 13-0. Like it
16-0 and go.
it should, yeah, it should count as a win regardless, right? Like you guys showed up, they didn't. But like for it to be weighted heavier than a game that was like a slugfest that people
Played.
actually had to play to win is bizarre to me. Like that's
Well, the rules are different now, but at the time, those were the rules, and I think they changed it next season too. So it was really fun to see that. I was really happy about that.
that's good.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yes, go
those
on.
teams, the Atlas team and the Griffin team, were the teams where I really had the longest tenure, and I felt like I improved the most during those teams. They took up most of the seasons I was playing ESCA in. So from there on, it kind of just was hopping between advanced teams. Like I played with Supa and Honest. We made playoffs, and then the team fell apart. And then after that, I think I joined. I think I went back to Open just to chill. The same thing I did in IM when I got pushed to advanced. And yeah, actually, that was a great decision for me to go back down to Open because I think after I went back down to Open, I joined another advanced team, made playoffs. It was Orbital VSAT. The team died again, and I eventually got cut for one of their friends. Then I jumped to Chicken Coop, the advanced team. It was wanted Goonans at the time, and we had C Mitch and Freaky instead of Supa and Taggy. But yeah, that was the original Chicken Coop roster. And when that team was first formed, I didn't really expect it to be making ECL. But as time went on, it kind of felt like even though the individuals maybe weren't the best players, it felt like the team came together really well. And we made some roster changes to pick up Supa, and those were I kind of have some issues with Supa, but when Supa first joined our team, he was extremely impactful in that regards of like bringing us to that ECL level because he brought in the mechanical talent that we needed in terms of just being able to just kill people, which we had, but not to like the extent that an ECL team would have. And when he joined, I think that's really when we took it to the next level and made that run through advanced playoffs. Eventually losing to cheaters, obviously the Ukrainians, classic. They went advanced grand finals. It is what it is. But yeah, there was also Alter Iron who made the run from 7 and 7 lower bracket advanced. That was crazy too. But yeah, that season was honestly it kind of felt magical because it felt like we were just winning games because we were a better team. And I don't think I ever expected to have a team that would be beating like everyone instead of just like individuals popping off, right? It was like a team effort, which is really why when we went into the ECL team for Chicken Coop, when we went into ECL and like got picked up by Chicken Coop, um, I was really expecting it to be the same where everyone was kind of putting their all into the team and worrying about their teammates and stuff. But if as time went on, I kind of realized that I was wasting my time a little bit by worrying about my teammates so much because we'd have a lot of conflict in the team with Taggy, Supa, and like pretty much everyone on the team. It's not really just like those two. Everyone on the team was just arguing with each other all the time, and it felt like, not felt like, I just spent too much time micromanaging, or not micromanaging, but just trying to manage people's emotions and conflicts and just worrying too much about them. Like when somebody would have an issue with something, it would come to me, and then I would have to like express it to the team, right? And so that was kind of what I felt I was doing the most on Chicken Coop instead of improving myself. Since we made ECL and we were kind of getting dicked down, obviously we're not that caliber exactly, but that's kind of how it goes for every rookie advanced team that makes it to ECL. We make it, and we just get fucked by the good teams that are practicing like daily and multiple hours, way more than any advanced team will ever do. And yeah, I instead of focusing on myself, I really spent all that time trying to manage my team because I still had that belief of like, the way we made advanced is the way we're gonna keep winning, right? And this is by being a better team, but it just didn't turn out that way because everyone was always in conflict. It wasn't the same team since we had two different players, and yeah, I just had a real drop off at some point because I was just not confident. I was worried about my team falling apart at any moment and people just not liking each other. And it was honestly, it was great towards the beginning, but it was miserable in the kind of the middle. And that's kind of the moral of the story for any team that makes ECL from advanced is that the toughest part isn't actually making ECL; it's actually staying there and being an ECL team where teams will die not because the team is bad, but because people start losing confidence because they're getting dicked down by like M80 and like NRG and all these like pro teams that have been in ECL for years, right? These
A
players have
decade
been
plus.
so experienced in the game, and you just kind of go to ECL and it's a shock, right? Like you're just shocked that you're losing this hard. It's not even like some games you'll play well, but most games you'll just lose like in every you'll lose in experience, you'll lose in skill, you'll lose in every kind of possible way that you can imagine. It's just really demoralizing. And I think that's what really led to the team kind of falling apart. It's just kept losing over and over. And I just kept trying to worry about my teammates instead of trying to improve myself. And I think that's really what costed me as a player is just I wasted precious time just trying to worry about others instead of improving myself and furthering myself, which sounds selfish, but at the end of the day, there's no team that lasts forever, right? And even though the team can get better, it feels like in NA there's no real permanent team. It feels like teams always die. Like at some point, whether it's one season or three, at some point teams will die extremely fast. And so people need to make the most out of it. And I think that's one thing I just did not do is make the most out of my time in ECL. Um, so yeah, just kind of depressing in ECL. I eventually got benched, and I don't really want to go into detail about the situation, but due to some like roster rules, we only had one player that we could get, and I think Speenox was one of our subs, so we could use him, and then we picked up another player instead of Supa. Or no, we got rid of Supa, and we got Binox as the op. And yeah, that roster in the beginning when we first picked up Binox was really really strong, but after that it kind of fizzled out again. Just the same thing that happened with the original Chicken Coop roster where we would be playing like experienced players and then we get shit on and then we would lose motivation and
Get
the
mad
team
at
kind
each
of died
other.
out by the end. After the LAN, people just like Taggy got cut at first because of his attitude, and then I got cut. I'm not sure why they cut me, and then there were three players, and then Binox got poached, so the team just crumbled. And I really wanted that team to stay together for ECL, but you know, unfortunately, it just kind of fell apart because people didn't really want to play with each other. Even after our LAN, I just really wanted it. Like after that LAN, we made it to playoffs. We played Blue Jays. We actually took a map off them for the first time ever, even in scrims. So like I thought that people would be fine with the roster after that kind of showing. You know, at least we had a decent showing, but it didn't stop the implosion of the roster. So yeah, my biggest regret in ECL was not being selfish, really. Just trying to think about my game more.
Well, that's quite a journey, though. I mean,
Yeah.
and it does shed a lot of light on the fact this is something that I talked to somebody about recently. Like, it's such a long journey from open to like top
Mhm.
advanced in NA, right? That by the time that you make that switch to like ECL and you're starting to like break through, you realize there is just as far of a gap between you and top
It's even
ECL
bigger.
as there
It's even
was
bigger.
from open to advanced. And a lot of these play, like you said, it's the motivation and the confidence gets shot because you're like, wait, I don't have time for all this again. Do I have time to like grind like this again? It's hard to stay in that mindset because you already feel like you fought to the top of this like dog
Mhm.
pile, and then you realize, oh wait, I'm still at the trailhead here,
Yeah.
and barely getting started up this mountain to climb. So, I think that's really really interesting that that's what you guys went through with Chicken Coop. Well, let's talk a little more generally about NACS. Like, what do you as a player want to see happen with like VRS, and what are some of the issues in NACS and the solutions in your brain?
I mean, for the first like, first of all, for like the NA mindset, just like is horrible. Like people don't really think I feel like people are too sensitive in NA. Like people think that just because somebody calls you shit or something that you have to take it personally. Like or just because you play bad that you have to be upset about it, you know? Like people aren't stoic or like they don't have enough tough skin, I feel. I feel like people just have to be able to, you know, take it on the chin and just, you know, move on, right? And not be upset or, you know, not really be affected by losses or just like any kind of drama. A lot of the drama that happens in NA is just stupid. And another reason why I'm mentioning tough skin is because a lot of people just don't pug because they don't think pugging is worth their time, or they don't, you know, they don't see it as um the way that they improve, because it's like, oh, but these guys are all shit, and like, you know, if I play it'll be useless because I'll just carry, and like, you know, that's what they think. And people don't pug enough, I feel. In NA they don't work enough in terms of just like playing the game. Obviously people spend most of their time playing DM and playing aimbots, right? But I feel the way that all of these people in EU are moving up isn't because they're just, you know, getting better at aiming by DMing, right? They're improving their game in general just by playing pugs. And I feel like I feel like people don't do it because of the NA mindset of just like pugs are bad. Um, I just feel like people are too soft nowadays and they just don't want to play the game because they just think that the region is shit or what the fuck. But I think people just should just try to be more active in the game. Just like try to play more pugs, you know, play more like FPL if you're a good person, right? Like a lot of people in FPL right now, like I see a lot of griefing, a lot of like people are just generally not trying as they should. I feel like people aren't passionate about the game. They're not trying to win games. It feels like it's just an ego contest, even in like free pugs, right? And so that's what I'm saying. People just need to have tougher skin and just have less of an ego, just be more stoic and go into these games and try to learn and like play, right? Like I'm a 3600 elo, and I'll have games. Most of my games I'll play well, but I'll have games where I play bad. And is it because I lose that game because my teammates are like bad? Like maybe partly, but if I had played better, I could just carry them and I could just win the game by myself. I feel like that's what people should just be trying to do, not trying to just blame their teammates and like have this kind of loser mentality, like right? Like just try to learn. I think people should try to do that. That's really what NA is lacking, is just general passion. Like you see all these kids in EU, right? just grinding their way to FPL, grinding their way to #1 face it. That's how people are making it, right? Just by playing the game a lot. And we just don't have that in NA. I mean, we have no cries, but like, with the
We do we
controversy around him.
We do have no cries. Yeah. Well, I think that's interesting you say that. I think conversely as well. I think everything that you said is correct and nothing I say is to negate that, but I do think conversely we also have an issue in NA where people aren't good at expressing directly how to get better at the game. A lot of pugs devolve because yeah, people don't have thick skin and can't handle it when somebody is like direct with them. But on the other hand of that, people that are doing well in a game just start getting angry at individuals and putting people down instead of,
Exactly.
or like there's a bottom fragger on your team and he's struggling to get in, and the like general mindset of an average pugger that's like caring, and I go through this too, like when somebody's struggling in a game, you have to force yourself to try to help that person out and be a better teammate, right? Like I think and that ties into having thicker skin, right? And not getting down and angry and letting all the anger and
Yeah.
emotion set in the moment something feels like it's not going right, right? Like the games where you come back from being down 10-2 or 11-1 or 12-0 or whatever the fuck, right? Those are the games that you're laughing and giggling after each loss and you guys are still having fun, and like you're waiting for that one moment and then oh, one round crept in, like all right boys, let's go, let's see what else we got, right? Like it all ties into having a much better attitude towards
Yeah.
like teamwork, chemistry, and respecting other people, like respecting that other people, and that goes again, like that falls under the category of having thicker skin. Like respect the fact that when
Yeah.
people say something directly to you about the game, if they have anger in their voice, that means they're passionate. But if they're keeping it about the game, then just fucking buck up and take that advice and move on with your life, right? Like it doesn't matter how people deliver it as long as people aren't like getting nasty and mean. Like, and I do think that there's a lot of people that just immediately go to
Yeah.
slurs or name calling or whatever the fuck they have to go to. But yeah, dude. Well, it's yeah, it's a wild time out there for NACS. It's a wild time for Counter Strike in general. I mean, look at all the tier 2 stuff happening in EU and CIS. It's nonstop match fixing, radar, like just online Counter Strike feels like it can't be trusted at this point. Um, which is a nice segue to talk a little bit about LAN. When are we going to see you at LAN again? Are you going to the block next weekend?
No, actually, I'm not sure when I'll go to land, but I definitely
Dang
am
it.
looking forward to it. Uh, I mean, I'm on a new team right now, trying to build a long-term project with them, just trying to have you
Yeah,
know,
tell us
a
about
full team
that.
develop. Yeah. Honestly, this is the most excited I've been for like a project like in forever. I think the team I'm currently on has a really has a whole lot of potential with the pieces. I think in terms of pieces, one by one, I think put together, this team could be an ECL team. We're just like in terms of individuals, but definitely as a team right now, we're not anywhere near that. And so I think if we work through it, though, this team can eventually just make. I say ECL, but like now it's kind of like cups. I think we'll make it soon enough. But I mean like an actual NA team. I think in enough time, enough grinding, we'll definitely be um kind of a threat in the scene. And this is honestly the most in terms of a team I've spent like playing, like in terms of just practicing and like talking to teammates and just trying to work together um to improve as a team. I don't think I've had a team quite as dedicated as this, where everyone, not a single person on the team, is like lazy about the game or like their game or just their general like you know gimmicks and plays and their general like individual skill. Nobody's lazy on this team. Everyone's trying to work their hardest, and I think that's the first time ever had that kind of team, and that with the pieces, I think is the reason why we'll probably be in ECL very soon, and more than likely will be a much better team at least in 2026. Right now, we're not near that. We're kind of just coming back from like a small break, trying to get things together. But I do believe in this team a lot. I don't think I've ever believed in a team this much, and I have a whole lot of confidence. We've got a whole lot of passion, a whole lot of experience as well. People from Go, advanced players from Go. Um, we had Taggy as well with his experience. Unfortunately, we had to part ways with him, but even still, this team, I think, with Noinks as the IGL, has a whole lot of has a bright future,
Noinks.
really. Noinks, yeah,
Definitely not no one.
nope, he's not a nobody. He played on Might. Everyone knows him now.
I thought his name was no one though. Like
It kind of is no one.
everybody thinks it's Noinks, but it's actually no one, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We're thinking of
you
the
say
same
no, you say
guy.
Noinks, but yeah, we're thinking of the same guy. Yeah,
Okay. Well, because I've casted that name multiple times, and then casters are like, "Yeah, that's no one, by the way, not Noinks," and I'm like,
could say
"Oh."
both. I say Noinks.
See, all right, Bagel. I love you, dude. That's what I like to hear. That's we can call him Noinks. Just don't call him late for
They're
dinner,
just trying to
dude.
bring you down. Don't listen
That's
to them. They're just
that's
trying to bring
right.
you down.
They're just trying to bring me down. Well, what's the name of this project? I know you guys are looking for org. What's the name of the project?
It's Mazra'a, but you could say
Huh?
Mazrea. It doesn't really matter. Mazra'a.
Mazra
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could just say
Mazra
Mazrea.
Mazra. I
Just
can't roll my
Mazrea.
R from down here.
Mazrea.
Misria. It's miserable.
Yeah.
It's a miserable pronunciation on my part. I know that much. My apologies. So, well, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you finishing your
Yeah.
thoughts there on
No, I
your
wasn't
your
really gonna
lineup?
say anything about it. But yeah, we're kind of new team, but not new players. People are experienced. That's
I'm
about
ex-
it, really. We're ready to fucking win.
I'm excited to see some of the. I'll keep an eye on you guys. I know the other kind of long term project that has a lot of experience that's kind of not in ECL right now. Well, they just made ECL, I guess technically, but is Sports Bet Expert. They're another team in the region right now that I'm like, okay, there's some players on there that I know got the right mindset to grind, and the fact they brought in Rec as well. I'm
Yeah,
curious to see how that goes. So I'm gonna keep an eye on you guys as well, and hopefully we'll be seeing you at the major in the middle of 2026. Right?
hopefully.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Well,
that's the dream.
we better see you at some land tournaments. That much I do know, because
Oh yeah, we're
we
lineable.
we need the boys at Frag. But all right, well, Big Bagel here. This feels like a fairly good stopping point. I think that I like to always leave the people wanting more, for one. Two, what do you have any closing thoughts on ACS before I ask you my last couple of questions?
I mean, people just gotta play more. That's it.
Play more, assholes. Just kidding. You guys aren't assholes. I love all of you. All right.
Play more noobs. They're noobs.
Yeah, exact. Even the noobs, as Lucas Muncy said. All right.
Yeah.
I've got I've got my last two questions here for you. The first one is, where does your in-game name Bagel come from?
I honestly can't remember. When I was 12, I picked it, but I think I just decided on a random name, and I was looking at some just random Reddit posts, and I just saw bagel somewhere written. And I was like, you know what? That'll be my name, and that was my name.
And we've stuck
I,
with it
I'm
ever since.
I wanted to change it, but now that I'm known by that name, it's kind of like people know you by something. You just kind of can't change it. It's just part of your identity now.
I feel that, dude. People are gonna be calling me Big D for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All right, dude.
Big
I got
deal.
I got one last question here for you. If you could talk to a younger version of yourself and give them some advice, what would it be? It could be Counter-Strike or esports or life-related, whatever you want to give them advice on. This is your opportunity to get on a soapbox and preach.
I would say just stop procrastinating. Stop wasting your time. That's all I would say, really. If I spent more time just doing things that I had goals, or like, if I had if I just spent my time on things that, actually matter in my life, then I would be in a much better spot than I am right now. Even though I'm in a good spot right now, I would be in a great spot.
I
That's
like
it.
that. I like that. That's good advice. All right, well, I appreciate you coming on the show here, Bagel. This has been a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing your continued
Thank you,
journey
brother.
through NACS. Don't ever give up. I'm not giving up.
Never will. That's
I'm
why I'm here. Never
I'm
gave up.
35 and just played on LAN for the first time this year after 14,000 hours in Counter-Strike, all right? I I'm never giving up on the dream, all right? Could be another 20 years before you
Could
see
just
me at
be
the major,
could just
but
be Kerrigan V2.
huh?
Could just be Kerrigan V2.
That's what I'm saying, except I'm doing it backwards. I'm getting started at the age of 40 instead of retiring at the age of 40. But yeah, Ponalone is out there championing for us old men as well. So,
Don't call him that. I don't think he
well,
would like that. Don't call him
he
Unk.
listen. He's younger than I am, so I get to call him that. But
That is true.
yeah, as one final parting gift here, if you want to do a little hot ones action, just like at the end, this camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you got going on at home. Any shout outs or plugs or what's next for Big Bagel here? Where can they find you?
I gotta say, I'm probably gonna start streaming a lot more. Twitch.tv/TrueBagelGod.
We like
And
that.
yeah, I gotta say, my teammates are probably gonna watch this, so you guys are all cucks, especially you, Twigs.
Nice, nice.
That's all I got.
Well, hopefully your teammates want to come up here and do an episode of Laying It Down with Big D as well. We'll have to get the Supa episode at some point. I feel like that guy's got a.
I would love to see a super episode.
I would love to get that guy on Laying It Down with Big D. If we could get Supa, Snav, Shane, Dare.
Dare Snap.
I get all of them.
BQL. You should also look at that guy.
Is
I
Beaky
think
Wow
BQL.
is he a notorious like? I thought
He's definitely
everybody.
notorious. I'm not really sure if he's a.
I thought people liked Beaky.
People like him. People hate him. He's like a.
Or is he a
He's
polarizing
got
figure?
both. Yeah, he's polarizing. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want to get those polarizing figures up here. Get those clicks. Get those engagements. People want to see those numbers. But dude,
Are you ever gonna get Dope Guys?
I asked him. He
Oh.
said no. But he
No.
he didn't say no. He's just like, do you mean at Fragadelphia? Because I think he sees that I'm a frag guy, and he's like, "Would you mean at Fragadelphia?" And I'm like, "Well, no. We could just do an episode." He's like, "Oh, I'll be in Jersey," and then he never showed up,
He
and
never showed.
I wasn't there
He never
either.
will. I think he's a professional rage baiter, honestly. I think he's probably cheating, just rage baiting really hard.
I am definitely more inclined to believe that after saying I have to fly to Miami for an emergency event and miss land because of it, and then play 10 pugs in that day anyway. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. There's something going on there, but regardless, we'll get the full scoop. At least we were able to get the full scoop on the bagel story today. We appreciate you coming through, man, and thank you all at home for watching as well. And that is it. Okay.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Of course, dude. It was a treat. Another banger episode in the book.